Welcome back to PANENAK Predictions, everyone. This week, we're diving into the second legs of the Champions League last 16 knockout games, and I'll be sharing with you my predictions and who I think will go through to the next round. Now, some of these ties, they're pretty much done and dusted. Others, though, still have it all to play for. Before we kick off our predictions this week, please just take 2 seconds and subscribe to this channel just to let me know that you're enjoying these videos that I'm creating for you, and to be sure that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos as well, including this weekend's predictions for the upcoming matches in the EPL and La Liga, where Man City are taking on Brighton, Arsenal will be facing Chelsea, Madrid travel away to take on Villarreal, and of course we have the big one from Spain, Atlético Madrid at home against Barcelona. But firstly, we turn our focus to the midweek Champions League games, and the first game here features Barcelona as they're hosting Portuguese side Benfica. A solitary Rafinha goal separates these two teams coming into the second leg, and although Barca may appear to be firm favourites in this tie, Benfica are still in with a fighting chance. Barcelona's weekend match against Osasuna was postponed, so all the players will be extremely fresh for this game, and Benfica, well, they put in a solid performance at home where they came out 3-0 winners against Nacional at the weekend. It was the heroic goalkeeping performance of Wojciech Szczesny, I think I said that right, in the first leg that allowed Barcelona to come away with the win, as he made save after save to deny the Benfica attack and somehow come away with a clean sheet. He'll be hoping for a similar clean sheet in this game, but given Benfica's attacking nature and their quality up front, that is by no means a foregone conclusion. Benfica look more than capable of troubling the Barcelona backline once again in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them get a goal in this game. But I feel it will be nothing more than just a consolation goal, as this fully rested and super motivated Barcelona side will probably bag a handful of goals in this game to settle this tie as soon as possible. Rafinha, for one, he loves playing against Benfica, and he's a good look in for anytime goal scorer, as is also Robert Lewandowski. For me, this game, it's going to have lots of goals in it, and the majority of them will be scored by Barca. So my prediction for Barcelona at home to Benfica is for a Barcelona home win and over 2.5 goals. And it's going to be adios to Benfica and obrigado for coming. Next up, we have Bayer Leverkusen trying to pull off a miracle by overturning a 3-0 deficit as they host the other German giants, Bayern Munich. Now, both these teams suffered really surprising losses in their weekend matches in the Bundesliga. Bayern lost at home 3-2 against lowly Bochum, and Leverkusen, well, they were also undone at home against a mid-table Werder Bremen. To be fair, Leverkusen rested a few of their first-team players with this game in mind, and if they can keep 11 men on the pitch this time, they might be in with a chance. Bayern scored a goal in the opening 10 minutes of each half in the first leg before Mukiele got his marching orders, and Leverkusen were forced to play that game with only 10 men. Bayern were clearly the dominant and better team in the first leg, but that doesn't mean that this tie is done and dusted just yet. I think that the first goal in this second leg is super important, as it will mean that either Bayern go 4 goals ahead in the tie, or that Leverkusen are right back in this one. Unfortunately for Leverkusen, I cannot see them keeping Bayern out for the entire game, and I think in the end that we'll see the Bavarian Giants going through to the next round. But I do also see Leverkusen getting a goal or two for themselves in this game, so it should make for an entertaining game, and I'm going to be predicting both teams to score in this game between Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Next up, we have Inter Milan versus Feyenoord. Inter will be looking to capitalize on their 2-0 win from the first leg and put this tie to bed as soon as possible. They won their weekend fixture in the Serie A against Monza 3-2, and they are very comfortably sitting on top of the Serie A table right now, and they're also in good form. I do see them getting through this one without too many complications. Feyenoord, they're just not in the same class, and that was really evident in the first game in Holland last week. And this prediction for me is really quite simple and straightforward. I see Inter once again getting the win at home here and scoring at least 2 goals in doing so. So my prediction for Inter versus Feyenoord is for a home win for Inter and over 1.5 goals in this game. Liverpool host PSG in our next game, and this tie can still go either way. PSG were the better side in the first leg, and if they had better finishing on the day, then they could be coming into this second leg with a handsome goal advantage. But they didn't, and so they don't. And buoyed on by their home fans, Liverpool will feel confident about being able to get the job done again at Anfield, but it won't be easy. In fact, far from it. I can see PSG finding the back of the net in this game, and if they score first, then it's really game on. And PSG, they really must try and come out and score in this game if they're going to stand a chance in going through in this tie. But that may create a few more spaces at the back for Liverpool to exploit, and I wouldn't be surprised to see either Mo Salah or even Darwin Núñez getting in on the goals in this game. It's bound to be a thriller and a game with quite a few goals in it, but right now I can only see Liverpool going through in the end. However, for my prediction in this game, I'm going for over 2.5 goals between PSG and Liverpool, as PSG will have to open up in an attempt to even out this tie, and that'll leave them vulnerable to Liverpool's fast-paced counter-attack. Who do you think will come out on top at Anfield? Will PSG spring the upset of the round? Ay mon dieu! Allez, let me know your predictions down in the comments for this and any other of the upcoming Champions League games. Next up, we have another French team, Lille, hosting German side Borussia Dortmund. Now, this tie is very evenly balanced after that first leg finish 1-1, and really either team could go through from this one, to be honest. Based on current performances, however, I'm going to have to favour the French side to get the job done here. They've been very strong at home all season, whereas Dortmund, well, they've been pretty hot and cold, to be fair. It was a really cagey and tight affair in the first game, and I think that this one may play out in a similar fashion. The only difference, however, being that in this game, I can see the home team not only taking the lead, but holding onto it as well, something Dortmund wasn't capable of doing in that first leg. So that's right, my prediction for Lille against Dortmund is for a home win for Lille and a big fat Auf Wiedersehen for Borussia Dortmund. Next up is Arsenal versus PSV Eindhoven, and after that remarkable result in the first leg, it doesn't really take a genius to realize that Arsenal will go through to the next round here. PSV did recover from that 7-1 loss, recording a 2-1 win at home against Heerenveen in the Dutch league. Good for them. Whereas Arsenal, they struggled to come from behind to earn a 1-1 draw against Manchester United in the EPL. Look, there's no value in picking Arsenal to get a home win here, so if I had to make a prediction in this game, I would be going for the goals market once again. So I'm going to be going for over 2.5 goals in this game. I think motivation really is a big factor in these games, and coming into this one, I think that both teams' minds will probably just be somewhere else. Arsenal, they should get the win here again, and if they do turn it on, then it will be at a canter. So I'm going to stick with my prediction for over 2.5 goals between Arsenal and PSV. Aston Villa, they're hosting Club Brugge in our next game, and they do look good to get the job done and progress to the final 8 after their 3-1 win in Belgium last week. Wow, Aston Villa in the last 8 of the Champions League. That's a nice surprise for Unai Emery's boys. Villa find themselves back in form after recording another good win on the weekend, beating Brentford 1-0 away from home. And I do see them getting the job done here with a home win and progressing to the next round of the Champions League. I don't think there'll be too many goals in this one, to be honest, so I think just to keep it safe, once again, I'm just going to predict a straightforward Aston Villa home win. And our final Champions League game for this week is indeed the Madrid derby, Atletico Madrid hosting Real Madrid. Real come into this tie with a slender 2-1 lead over Atletico Madrid, and based on the weekend's performances, I think that a similar scoreline in this game is on the cards once again. Atletico Madrid, well, they collapsed in the last 5 minutes away to Getafe to throw away their 1-0 lead to lose that game 2-1, and they could have lost it 3 or even 4-1. Madrid, however, they turned it on at home and overcame their other city rivals, Rayo Vallecano, 2-1 in the end, although that could have been 3 or 4-1 as well. This drop in form couldn't have come at a worse time for Atletico, as they looked to overturn that 2-1 deficit from the first leg and then back that up with a home game against Barcelona this weekend. That's a very tough ask, and especially starting with his home game against an informed Madrid side who seem to be really enjoying their football once again. Mbappe and Vini Jr., they're both in tremendous form right now, and I think they, and of course the others like Rodrigo and Bellingham, I think they're just going to be too much for Atletico to handle here, and I do see Real Madrid coming away with another win in this game and moving on to the final 8. So my prediction for the Madrid derby is going to be for an away win for Real Madrid. Ugh. Now, out of all these midweek games, if I was to pick my top 3 favorite predictions, then it would have to be over 2.5 goals in the Barça and Benfica and Liverpool PSG games, and for Inter to get the job done with a straightforward home win against Feyenoord. What are your top 3 predictions for the upcoming Champions League games? Can Atletico Madrid, Benfica or PSG maybe cause an upset? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video, everyone. Please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you did. And for those of you who do, I'll see you again in a few days' time where I'll be discussing the upcoming EPL and La Liga games. Enjoy the football, everyone. Have an amazing and fruitful week, and I'll see you again very soon.